Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham latest news and update show for Monday, March 31st. Yes, 2025. Yeah, if you didn't know it was 25 yet, wake up. Here we go. Yes, it is a Monday show. The adults are firing up a work week, and we are firing up a new week, well, for Wrexham here because we got a game tomorrow, and we got a game on Saturday at stupid o'clock in the morning, so we need to be ready for that. But we are here. It is a Monday. Yesterday, I did take a little bit of a day off. I appreciate all of that. The guys did a deep dive on the statements, which was great. And then I'll just briefly touch on it. The annual report and financial statements actually dropped just on the website too. Sorry, I can't deep dive on it. For me, it's nauseating, and I can't even do it. It's just we're doing good. Things look great. All the stuff. I can't propel ahead it. It's awesome. So I just don't find it interesting and fun. But the boys did a great job putting up all the numbers, putting a lot of hard work into it too. So congrats to them for that one yesterday. But yeah, me not going into the deep dive into the numbers. I will do top of the line stuff for you too. But today, as you can see on the thumbnail, it's Parkinson's relentless approach to promotion. We have unfinished business to go with 7 games left. So what are we going to do? How are we going to shut all the noise out? How are we going to keep this going? What is he doing? There's an interview that Parkinson did in the Leader that we're going to talk about. And then there's also something that, I'll give it just a little bit desserts here too with the numbers, just because it was on ESPN, which I thought was very interesting. So I'll do that. We'll watch it. This is on Mark Ogden had his say as well. So we'll touch base on that. But first we'll get into a couple of things as well. Please smash a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the Local Pundit. We are on our way to 2,000, 1.72. Here we go. Let's do it by the end of the season. We have 7 games to go, and I know we can do it. So get on it. 2001, if we can, that'd be awesome. And, then 50,001. So anyways, lots to do. Also subscribe to the Global Pundit. Big plans for there over the summer as well. But yes, big game coming in tomorrow. Big game coming in tomorrow against Cambridge. I did just rewatch the highlights from that match. If you don't know what happened to that match, we'll talk about that in a second here too. We did give up a late penalty. And it was during, I think it was the Channing Tate-Young game, actually. It was that game too. So we'll talk about that. So we'll do that briefly too. But I'll start with the Parkinson Relentless because that is what's on the thumbnail, and we'll move off of that. So in the leader, why does that always do that? People are effing with my stuff. In the leader, Phil Parkinson talked about being relentless in the promotion race. So that was his key word. It's how are we going to go about doing that? What is the focus? And there's other things that are going on outside. How do you maintain the focus? Yes, they cut the odds, by the way, after the Exeter game for us to go up. So that's a very interesting shot right there. He says, he goes, all we can do is do what we've done today, meaning of the game against the game on a weekend against Exeter City. He said, we said to the lads, we're really pleased. Let's get out of here quickly and get back up the road and get rested and ready for another game because we got to be relentless in our pursuit of being in the top 2. Now, what does that mean? What say you? I'm going to pull this down so we can have this here. Let's see. That means that it's like, okay, remember how we talk about always like getting through the games and like letting it happen for the 24 hours? Well, I think that's gone right now in this tournament mode. It's like, that's done. It's survive in advance. And I say survive in advance because Wycombe could win out. They still could beat us. We don't have a great goal difference, even though we did cut into it a little bit here. It's not completely in our own hands, which is like you can't rest on their laurels. So I think the mentality is right now, this is focus. This is like we are literally just, what do you call it? Grinding the gears, whatever we want. Focus in and, don't allow yourself. Celebrate at the end. That's what I think is happening here. Be relentless. Celebrate at the end. Right now, we're in the midst of it. We're in the trenches right now. Every single minute is a trench, that we're going to have. Yes, right afterwards, celebrate. Forget that 24-hour shit because you're going to be right on the pitch on Tuesday, tomorrow against Cambridge. And it's not going to be an easy game. So I think the approach has been keep it tight. Don't give up goals. Incredibly 15 clean sheets for AO. Unbelievable. So I think that's what it is. To minimize that time of the celebration. We can celebrate later. Right now, we have to win football matches. So I think that's what's going on here too. That's what I would be saying if I was the manager. He said, we know it's tough, and the next game will come on Tuesday at Cambridge, which we'll talk about briefly. They're a team who still believes they can put a run together, and we got to be ready to fight tooth and nail like we did against Exeter. And we did. We fought our asses off. That was our best away performance of the season. In fact, maybe my best away performance in 2 seasons, if you think about it that way. It was full blooded all the time. The midfield was great. The back line was great. AO was superb. The goals were great. I think it was a penalty, in my opinion. But yeah, it's something that we need to continue to do again against Cambridge. That's something we just cannot give up on. Okay, moving on. He says, headers, tackles, defending it well in our box, all those things give you a great platform to go with a game in football, and we've done that brilliantly. Yes, we need to be relentless. Top 2. We talk about that word being relentless, not to let up. Oh, what am I going to say here? Other teams literally come at us all the time like our football is crap. Well, you know what? I always point to the scoreboard. Look at the fucking scoreboard right there. You can like it, you can hate it. I don't give a crap. Look at the scoreboard. The results are there. And Humphrey Carr had said that Parkinson had adjusted his team for League One, and then we could adjust the team next year if we go up to the championship, which I am starting to believe is going to happen. I really do. If we win tomorrow, I'm going to be one step closer to getting more confident. But that doesn't mean getting ahead of ourselves. I know a lot of people are a little weary about getting ahead of ourselves. But that said, when you're supporting this club and being a fan of it too, you're allowed to enjoy yourself. We're not playing the games. We're allowed to. The only backlash you get is for example, let's take the Posh game. When we thought we were all in on Posh, Patty was all in on Posh, and then Posh, and saying that to Ashley, and then Ken was like, you know what? He's like, I just want to see a little bit of that. And then and Ashley said, and I quote, he said, it would take a miracle or something not a quote, it would take a miracle for something to go wrong for them to lose. And you know what? It bit us in the ass. Those are the only things that you gotta take on, that we get overconfident and we get bitten in the ass. That said, we'll be doing a live watch along for the Jimmy Bag of Donuts final trophy on the 13th, Posh versus Birmingham City. That will be live on the local pundit. So get ready for that. But going on, we can get overconfident at times, because we're fans. You know what I mean? A lot of fans get a little weary, okay, I don't want to get too confident. But that's just because of the embarrassment afterwards, in my opinion. So we can enjoy it. But I think what Parkinson is saying is be relentless to the players, because stay focused. Let's celebrate at the end. We can have an awesome parade on May 3rd if that happens, or 4th, whatever the hell it is. We can have that awesome parade and enjoy it then. Because right now, the professionalism that's happening on the pitch and off the pitch, I believe, with all the stuff that's happened, car crashes, injuries, injuries to AO, injuries to Maca, things like that. And I don't take those lightly when I say car crashes. That's nothing to sniff at. Mullin not coming back to all visibility, and we'll talk about that briefly too, because Humphrey had a say on it as well. All those things, the professionalism is on display. So everyone that says that we play dinosaur football, you know what? Great. Good on you. I hope that when you leave and you have a 0 on your scoreboard and we have a 2 or a 1 or a 3, whatever that is, then I hope you take that and you say, God damn it, you got to respect it. So at some point that dislike will turn into respect. Let's hope. The champions elect are here. How you doing, my friend? Champions elect are here. How you doing, John? Gordon Grolla says, keep winning and we're in the championship. The only team we have to worry about is Wrexham. 100%. And that's what I'm saying that's what I think Parkinson is saying too. Be relentless in the approach to the promotion, because it's all on us. All eyes on me. All eyes on me, i.e. Tupac, RIP. He goes, Parkinson went on to say, in any division, but this level in particular, if you feel you can win a game at 75%, when you're going to become unstuck. So, okay, he's saying, I love living at the 75% rule. 75% is 100 for me. But he's saying on the pitch, you can't do that. You got to give 100%, which I believe that we have done. I don't think you can't accuse anyone on that pitch, anytime we've been watching them, that they haven't put it 100%. Absolutely. Putting the shift in. We talk about Palmer, that I get it. There's something there too. So just pay attention to that. He says everyone has got to be focused, flat out, prepared to run the hard yards on the football pitch and put their bodies on the line when it matters most in and around the box. If you do that, we have got quality. We have got the quality win games, and we do. We have shown that. We've absolutely shown that too. Chris, what's up? Kurt also said he pays attention to the online discourse. I wonder if he's on YouTube too and not just X or Twitter, because changing the style has been brought up a lot. I did listen to that too. Every time I see him, or I'm not saying we're friends, whatever. We have mutual friends, and I've seen Humphrey. He's a lovely gentleman. He says, "I'll see you online." So I don't know what that means. Maybe he does, but I know he goes on Red Passion. He talked about that today, and he also goes on. Some of the other sites too. So good on him. So he's keeping an eye on it, Joe. He probably does go on YouTube. I doubt he watches everything, but he does go on YouTube. I know that too. A2Z's in the house. So taking that on, I'll say, I respect what Parkinson is doing 100%. I'm starting to believe myself. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but don't let up on the gas. Keep pushing forward. Keep going. And whatever that means, yes, G'd up for whatever the game. What else are you going to do? What else are we going to do? We're not going to sit back. We have our eye on the prize. And if you don't go up at this point, I'd be disappointed, and I think all of us would too. But we're going to make the playoffs at minimum, okay? We're going to make the playoffs at minimum. I'll say that very, very confidently. I'm 99% sure on that. And going up as number 2, automatic, I'm starting to feel very good about it. But we need to go on, and we need to do our business tomorrow, because Cambridge are not going to let up. They're going to come at us. I watched back the highlights. That was in the game where they carved us open down on the left side. Max got taken out of position. They carved it back, and they scored the goal. In fact, it was a good goal on their behalf. And then we scored 2 goals back. Mullin, that was when Howard was in goal. So they're going to come, and they're going to be busy tomorrow. And actually, we'll talk about that in a second here too. Actually, I'll get to that game last. Okay, that's enough on Parkinson here. Okay, so why don't we do this one here? So listen, everyone's going to go at this ad nauseum, and they have done. These are the official statements right there that came out. 26 million, which is great. It is hot here. Hold on 1 second. These lights are getting hot for me. 1 second, everybody. I want to do something here. So the statement came out. 26 million announced. Record turnover. There it is. I'm not going to get into the details. You can go read this on your own. Growth outside the UK, 51% off the pitch. These are the official numbers. These are the official numbers that actually came out there. Off the pitch success, there it is. Developing the racecourse ground capacity, all that stuff is right here. So I'll put this on because this is what Ogden said. If there's not a commercial, I'm sure there'll be a commercial to watch. All right, when the commercial's done, I'll bring it back up. Okay. First on TGB. Nice. Drew does whatever. Thank you very much. Ted Nelson, afternoon all. So anyways, while that's coming up, yes, the announcement had come out. The annual report said this is the official stuff that came out. And you can deep dive detail into it if you want. Again, the boys did a great job yesterday getting into it. And, all of it's pretty much the same. So that I could see here. Welcome to Wrexham. That has obviously helped out a lot. So I'm just buying time before this interview comes up here. Not interview. It's 15 seconds of whatever that is there. On the pitch success, yes, doesn't happen unless we win football matches. There you go. Development under the racecourse ground, training facilities. This is all part of it too. Blah, 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 blah. But I will at least give us, why is this taking so long? Jesus. Give me a second here. I wish there was anyone I missed here. Compadre, there we go. No, not much. Not really many people are chatty today. 8 seconds. Oh, I have to watch it for it to go down. That's awesome. There we go. Okay.
What Wrexham have done,
there you go.
When they were in the National League, they spent big by bringing players in from League One. People like Paul Mullin, Elliot Lee, players that were really key to their promotion from the National League. And they were too good for that division, and they were too good for League One. But now they're at their level of League One. But can they make the step to the Championship? Because what Birmingham have done and what Ipswich did before them, they signed players that were ready to make the step. That were that were too good for the division they're in. You can't really say with the Wrexham squad they are too good for the division they're in. They're at the par of their level now. They've just spent, I think, £1 million on Jay Rodriguez from Burnley in the January window, and £2 million their club record signing on Sam Smith from Reading. So
is that true?
It's not quite the same as what Birmingham have done. So if Wrexham are promoted, they would start next season with a squad of players, many of whom were there in the National League. And I don't think you can make that leap. I mean, I know Luton did it with, I think one of the players had gone all the way through the whole pyramid with them. But Wrexham would basically need to sign, I think, 5 or 6 players at championship level at best, at least, to take them up. And can they do that with a ground that's too small for the club right now, with money needed to rebuild the stadium, with money needed to, I guess, buy their own training ground? It would be a huge leap in the wages that it would take in that division. We know, I mean, the championship is, Sheffield Wednesday, Leeds, Sheffield United, potentially huge club, big city clubs with the ability to make much more through the gate and the turnstiles than Wrexham can right now. What Wrexham?
So, all right, everyone's going to take their spin on it, and that's fine there too. Okay, if we go up, yes, we're going to have to spend more money. Humphrey talked about they're already planning on what it'll look like going up. They're going to quadruple their wages. Okay, fine. So we'll make more money. We'll find ways to make money. We've been successful so far. So John Merrill says pointless to compare us in mind. We are looking to get promoted in the Premier League within 2 seasons, so it's unfair to compare us to the two. Yeah, I think that's the only comparison. I think because you guys are top of the line too. But we have our own plan. That's what Birmingham City are going to do. Our plan is to go and be successful on Wrexham's timeline. We have other things. Rob and Ryan aren't putting in their money. The money is coming in from revenue. Yes, they got paid back the $14 million, but they're not like those guys are not funding the project. So other ways will come in commercials and commercial value and things like that. So all this stuff is very interesting, and all eyes are going to come on it too because of the recognition of the club, and for that matter, for the Birmingham Cities of the world, because because they have owners that are very very successful in their own right, but that'll happen too. So take that for all with a grain of salt. It might, everyone's going to try to pick things out and say why it's not going to work or it's going to work. Spend £1 million here, $2 million on Jay Smitty, or whatever it's going to be. But the numbers are the numbers, and as the financials came out officially today, they look really good. They look really good, and they're putting a plan in place for us to be successful. Whether that be, means we'll obviously hopefully win the championship next year. I don't think we'll go up next year, but why not go for it? But things need to catch up. So all that said, numbers are out. Take a look at them. Deep dive on it all you want. There's a lot being said there, which is pretty cool. Patrick says, "Hey Josh, was cooking breakfast and listening. Good to see you." And Nigel Moore says, "How much money do you think will be available for the next transfer window?" I don't know. I have no clue. 5 million, 10 million. I have no clue. Let's get there first. Let's definitely get there first. All we need to worry about is keeping the lads healthy, and everyone is giving 100% rest and run-ins. Absolutely. We have a run-in, 7 games left, 21 points available, and let's go after that too. So deep dive on those numbers. Wanted to touch base and not ignore it, but let you know that we did touch about it too. This one too in here that I looked at as well. Why does it keep doing that? I don't like it. Rathbone saying we can't take anyone for granted. I totally agree with that. This is on his interview the other day. He said we're prepare for everything, like we're playing a team in second in the table, or if not, it was a cup final. So that's what I'm saying. The team mentality here is everything is a cup final. They're not gonna sit back. You will not see any let up in this team before this run in 100%. I guarantee it. I think the Reading game almost scared us stiff, if that makes sense. I think the Reading game put us in a mentality of just like, oh, this could come away from us real quick. And speaking of Reading, on Thursday, I will be having James on the show. James is going to come on the show and give us his thought on Reading, and we're going to get the inside from someone that supports that club. So be look out for that. But James is going to be here on Thursday. Okay, what else is going on out there? I had a couple of things. I do not. Why are you doing that to me? I don't like that. So yeah, this one too with the odds. The promotion odds have been slashed. After winning their 3rd league game in a row, Exeter on Saturday, Wrexham have a 73.3% probability of promotion this season and have moved from 4-1 to 8-13. So it's starting to look more likely. Elsewhere in the market, Stockport, Leyton Orient, and Reading have all seen their odds cut in favor, as Wycombe Wanderers, Huddersfield Town, and Bolton have had their odds stripped. So this is starting to come down to the wire now, and everyone's going to be talking. Will Wrexham go up? What are they going to do? What are the odds? All that shit. It's all going to come down to the wire. So just keep an eye on it. Ignore it. Let's see what we can do tomorrow on the pitch. Those are the main things going to happen here too. Okay, what else is here? There was another article here that I wanted to talk about that I'm not going to go into too, about the flight path crap. About the private flight. Liam wrote this, I believe. Liam's a good dude. So the real reason why Wrexham took the 37-minute flight, the League One match, under fire. You can read this article too, but this is something. It's a news show. That's why we're doing it. but it came under criticism. But Paul Mullin previously reeled Huff flights away games became regular occurrence for the team. Mullin had said, thank goodness for Rob McElhenney. Mullin wrote, he came up with the perfect answer. We shave hours off our day by flying to Hampshire. A quick 30 minutes on a plane compared to 5 hours on a bus will be a massive difference to our preparation. Not least because it's obviously not good for an elite sportsman to set in one position all that time. The plan paid dividends as they won 2-0. He said it's not laziness. I mean, they're professional football players. You know what I mean? If they want to take a plane, they could take a plane. Everyone obviously probably has to travel in their way by bus or by driving or by train. I think this has to do with something off the pitch a little bit more, but I just thought this is very interesting that getting criticized for flying to a match when they're a professional football club. So what say you on that? It's very, very telling that people, want to get after us for anything we do. All right. Patrick Odin says the Reading game totally scared the crap out of us. Oh, of him for sure. I get that here. Chris says, we hear it every year. I trust the ownership to get the team ready for promotion, just like the past couple of years. I do too. I trust his team. I trust what Parkinson is doing in his relentless approach. And everybody's playing a part. Everyone is playing a part in this, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch too. And sometimes, like I said, I work in entertainment industry. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. And there's probably parts of what's happening right now for the club that we're faking it until we make it. And that's fine. If we were in the position that Reading were in, unfortunately, which is not great, then would be a cause for concern, in my opinion. So take that for what it is. Now, on to tomorrow, Cambridge. The last game against Cambridge we had was December 14th, 7 a.m. game. So I thought it was a later game. It was a 2-2. Macca and Fletcher scored. We gave up the pen at the end there too. That was the lineup there. Howard was in goal. It was basically our basic lineup there. Brunt and Cleworth. Not much change other than Howard was in goal because AO was still out with his wrist injury, I believe. Macca, Lee was in there, and Palmer. Sorry, I take that back. Lee and Palmer are the big change. There. We had James in already too. Lee and Palmer has now been subbed in for J. Rod and Smitty. So that's a big difference there too. They weren't even on the bench at that point. But looking back, we did give up the goal. This was our goal. I thought so. We needed a little bit more of this.
It's okay as he gets up. He just stays still for a moment. Rathbone with a long busting run. He's won it. And he's got two men marked by two in the middle. Pulls it back. Lovely measured finish by the Scotsman. Well, that was all about putting Rathbone. That was epic.
So that was the game. That was the game. And remember that game? That was the game. We did give up a late penalty. Brunty got somebody put the ball through. Listen, they're in a battle. Cambridge are in a battle. They're going to think they're at home and they can go. They think they could probably put on a run like they said, and they can maybe stay up. I don't think it'll happen, but we can't take it for granted. Okay, we cannot take them for granted because they're not going to take us for granted too. And also to spoil our day. I mean, how great would that be? How great would that be? They'll spoil our day for sure. So tomorrow, I'm going to go out and eliminate. I don't think it'll be an unchanged 11. I think there's going to be there'll be maybe one change. I'm not sure what that change will be. Maybe Barney might get a start. That's one change I'm going to put out there. That's the only change I'm willing to go with that I think he'll do. But other than that, I think the rest of it will be probably the same 18. So get ready for that. Mullin did come on that game, by the way. In that game, Mullin and Fletcher did come on. Mullin was trying at the halfway line, fell down, and they came and they put a ball through, and that's how they drew the penalty. And Howard had no chance getting the penalty too. So I think tomorrow there's going to be one change. I think it's going to be Ryan Barnett. That's my one change that's going to happen. Ryan Barnett did put a great cross in for the game to put Fletcher in for his goal. Oh, sorry, McLean for his goal for that first goal. But I think that's going to be the one change for tomorrow. But I think we'll be as cautious as we are. We look insanely tight in the last match against Exeter City. I'm very, very, very on the front foot. Sorry, that's not even. We were on the front foot in regards to being aggressive first and seconds. I think we had a nice swagger to us and never really looked like we were really threatened to Exeter City, even though they did do some things good. AO was forced into a double save. But I think if we keep that same amount of momentum what we had on the weekend against Exeter City, I think we're going to go on and win this game tomorrow. I had said, unfinished business. Well, Cambridge, who are at the bottom, no way, not now, not in the mindset we have right now. We're going to go and we're going to take care of business tomorrow. I don't know what it'll look like. Maybe, if it's a 1-0, I don't give a shit. But I think we're going to go and take care of business tomorrow at Cambridge. So live watch along tomorrow, game day build up, live watch along, game day build up. And then Extra Time call-in show, your show. Make sure you do that. We had a lot of great calls this past weekend, so make sure you're on that. I know it's a midweek game, tough for everybody, but we got a full day for everybody, and then back on Saturday as well for the full accoutrements. It's stupid o'clock for me, says Mahip Karma, and I think all three top will win against Bursley. Yeah, other teams are going to come in and they're going to win as well. They're not going to give up. I think you guys are going to be fine. Who do Wickham play tomorrow? Does anyone know? Aaron says I could see Lee for Dobson or Rathbone. Not likely, but maybe, says Aaron. Maybe. I don't think he's going to drop Revan. I don't think he's going to drop. I think he's going to keep Mac on there. He's going to run that one and start. Hey, Free Pugs, how are you? Good to see you. And Dabo is fine. Well, minus the hair. I think he's great too. And Patrick says we should go for as many as possible. We're closing the point difference. Well, absolutely. I think we should go for them. That's not his style of play. He's going to keep it tight. We get 2, great. I mean, it won't help us out for our blood pressure up, but yeah, if we get 2, great. Hope we said they were thinking of 4 times current wages. Yeah, 4 million, 40 million. Interesting there too. They're just trying to catch up. Anyways, I think there'll be one change tomorrow. I think it's going to be Barney. That's my change. What say you? Get into there, what you think. Also, Humphrey. Lastly, I'll leave this one. This came up about Humphrey dropping hints about Mullin for next season. He backed him possibly to get a run out next season. He is signed, so I don't think he's going anywhere. And I'm gonna leave you all with this too. Humphrey has been making the rounds. He was on the Foscast, FID, but he still thinks he has a huge future. He most likely does. We'll see what happens. He is a legend, absolute legend, like 100 and what? 15 goals. I don't know what it is, but he still believes he has a huge future with the club. He talked about the surgery, 2 disruptive preseasons. Last season he came into his own, had an incredible run at the end of the season and fired us to promotion in that run-in. Then this season he had a big surgery in the summer and had taken time to get back. Ultimately, this season has not gone the way for that any of us thought it would be going to, or any of us wanted to go for Paul. But I think there's still a huge future for him. If he has a good preseason, he shows that he can play against these teams in the championship. If we go up, definitely League One, that we can do that. So everyone's backing Mullin, and I think they should. He's probably not. I think the Mullin or Palmer will have something to say during this run-in. I don't know what that will be. Whether it be maybe scoring a goal, be contributing in some way. I don't know. Everyone says it only happen if there's an injury. That's what could happen, but I don't know. We'll see. Wickham are at home against Shrewsbury. Oh yeah, John, that they're going to smoke them. Shrewsbury, absolute disaster. Absolute disaster. Yes, absolute disaster. But yes, on the Mullin thing, he will be here next season, whatever capacity he wants to play. He loves the club. We'll see if they decide to go another route. Maybe that's down the road. They need to decide that for his future there too. But interesting to see him talking about it. And like I said, Humphrey has been making the rounds. And I'd love to have him on as well. We may have something special next Friday. I will something that almost I can't believe that could happen, just so you know. So I will keep that on the bubble until I make sure it actually is happening. Something next Friday could be really, really fun for the community. Really fun. Matt says the team will only have trained for 1 day. They didn't get back to Exeter until 11:30 p.m. Rest on Sunday and a day of training, and then on to Cambridge. Well, Saturday, Tuesday for the next, and their early games on Saturday. So that sucks. John says, if you go into next season with Mullin and Palmer in the championship, I'd seriously question the manager of that. I didn't say Palmer. I said Mullin. I didn't say what capacity he would play either. I'll take my opinion on that. I'm just saying what he said. There's a news show, John. Just reporting the news, what he said. Just reporting the news. All right. Anyways, remember tomorrow the clocks have gone ahead in the UK. So game day build-up, an hour earlier, live watch along, Extra Time call-in show, Wrexham reaction later on. Big one tomorrow. It's a big week, and if we continue with our relentless approach, I believe we'll be okay. I'm very, 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 very confident for tomorrow. Very confident for tomorrow. as I wasn't on the weekend. But I could be wrong, and I'm happy to be right. But if I'm wrong, we'll see what happens. So please smash that like button, subscribe, share out to everybody if you haven't already. Get this up to subscribers over 2,000 by the end of the season. That would be great. I think we can. I think we can do it. I know we can do it. We're going to go up. Fun times. So if anything breaks, we'll be here. The deep dive show was yesterday on the numbers. If you want to deep dive into that, go check that out. But we'll be live all week as we are with the WREXfast Club with the new show. And if anything breaks, we will be here. And on that bombshell, I will see you all soon.